In the north, 我操你哥 right? Look, ooh, Jesus, right? But in Taiwan, God, like, I don't know how angry you actually are. 下午好啊，欢迎来到员工餐前的喜鹊派。Today, we're going to be making a culturally important Taiwanese classic of overcooked and very typically and unenthusiastically seasoned pork belly. 宝岛小卤肉, or as they would say, 卤肉饭. In my uneducated, backwards, village water, northern opinion, is under-seasoned 红烧肉, cut into small pieces, served over rice, because you're poor. There's really no other reason for this dish to exist. I was actually talking to my friend Johnny, who is English, has never had 卤肉饭 before. We're gonna talk shit and cook at the same time. There's no reason for it to be culturally important. In the same reason that there's really no reason for like a Sunday roast to be culturally important, besides that you served it in England. I don't understand the importance because I don't have a horse in that race. But whereas one would expect me to feel that way more about white food, I feel that doubly so with Chinese food. Fuck, is it okay to call this Chinese? Yes, it's okay to call this Chinese food. Taiwan, it's also Chinese food. It's a YouTube, who gives a shit? Yeah. What's gonna happen? A white guy loses his shit about like our like problems that don't belong to him? So, chop up this pork belly. You can cut these into big or small bits. It's gonna be overcooked anyways. It doesn't make a difference. While we're talking about the chopping of the meat, the other ingredients are dried shiitake, dried shrimp, some eggs, bok choy or Shanghai Qing or Shanghai greens, depending on where you're from, garlic, onion, ginger, star anise, fennel seeds, or if you're super Chinese and have a shifu, use licorice root, bay leaf, and rock sugar or ice sugar. Don't use what we call sand sugar or cotton sugar, i.e. granulated sugar or castor sugar. Depending on if you're from America or England, use this. Because 你要的是冰糖的黏亮滑，用棉糖就不对了，这个味儿。Fucking hate it when old Chinese cooks say bullshit. Sugar is sugar is sugar. So use whatever sugar you have at hand. If you really want it sticky, use brown sugar.
You said this is overcooked. Why is that?
It's first of all, I have to specify. It's overcooked in my opinion. I do not like touch it and it falls apart greasy meat. It's usually in a big rice cooker and it's just been sitting there turning into mud for like hours and hours and hours. So by the time you get it, it's a sludge. You're not getting it at its best, so what's the point?
You're likely to find in a kind of higher end restaurant, or it's a street food sort of vibe?
So in 2024, like if you're like a young trendy Taiwanese boy who want to do the Michelin dream, then you might do like a modern deconstructed with essence of 卤肉饭, a skin of rice crackers served inside an egg. Yeah, sure, at a high-end restaurant. This is a poor person's way of getting protein and food into your belly quickly. People aren't eating that well back then.
The original version is 红烧肉.
The original version is, I don't know. I don't think anybody has a real answer. Everybody has their own story. And also, I don't care about this dish. So I don't care if I fuck it up, which is why. That you don't care about this dish? I don't care about this dish. Do you care about this dish? Right? Like, I'll eat this dish, but I don't care about it. Like, if you say, do you care about 打卤面 or 地三鲜? Yeah, I'll choke someone over 打卤面 and 地三鲜. If you ask him if he cares about, I don't know, fucking lumpy custard and soused pigs, like elbows or whatever.
I'll fucking kill you.
Yeah. 老陈，你喜欢吃卤肉饭吗？
我喜欢吃米饭，所以我喜欢吃卤肉饭。
配菜扣肉、卤肉饭、fucking 茄子卤拌饭。
寿司也可以。
I like how he was waiting to say that. 就是你对这玩意儿会有感情吗？你觉得它有什么文化上的重要性吗？作为一个大陆人，
个人来讲我没有。
我这么跟你说吧 ，this video, the comment section is just going to be Taiwanese people telling us off. Taiwanese, in my experience, have a great sense of humor, but more than that, they have a great sense of wanting to tell you more about themselves. So in goes pork toupan. We're going to caramelize it and render some of the fat out till it goes lightly golden. This is the part of the cooking process that smells like absolute poo-poo. Just hang in there, it'll get better. So we're gonna let that pork ride around until it looks like this, pretty much. At which point we can start considering pulling the pork out, and then we can color our vegetables. In goes your ginger, your garlic, and your what's supposed to be shallots. Now this is where the East and the West meet in a marriage of techniques. You're using the liquids from your veg to deglaze the pan of its meaty juices. Let's see if I memorized the typical Western cooking sentence. You want to cook without color to remove the water, which then removes the acidity from the onions, which brings out their natural sweetness. Yes. So at this point, in goes your licorice root, your bay leaf, and your crack rocks. And then back in goes your meat, and then an unreasonable amount of soy sauce.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Drink, my friend, drink. And if you're Taiwanese, you can use gao liang, or as the white people from Taiwan say, kao liang. I'm just gonna use cooking wine, normal cooking wine. You have to season both the pork as well as the rice this goes on top of, as well as the eggs that are going inside. So don't be afraid to OTT. In with your 5 spice. All right, let's fucking taste this. Yep, that's exactly that. So this is a point of contention. Some people say that you should. Some people say that you shouldn't put dried shiitakes inside. But of course, 这玩意儿用新鲜就不是那个味儿了。你用干的那才叫一个香。然后海米泡完了之后，千万不能搁多，就搁一点，把那个鲜味带出来。Now, feel free to not reconstitute them so completely, because it's going into a lot of juice anyways. Not every Taiwanese person will say that that is traditional, but I don't care. So fine. Yeah. Do you like the shiitake mushrooms inside?
I don't like dried shiitake mushrooms.
But what about the flavor? Don't like flavor. Why you eat food if you don't like a flavor?
Specific kind of flavor.
You don't like this flavor?
Yeah.
You not 传统 are you?
I'm not.
So at this point, we have to do another traditional move, which is transfer that into a 沙包, a clay pot. Because 铁锅受热不均匀，那火是从下面来的，所以只有那么一个点是热的，那味儿就不对了。要是你换个砂锅的话，不管你从哪儿上火，那锅整个都是热的 ，as they would say, which is horse shit. You can use a steel pot. You can use a garbage can for all I give a shit. You use an oven. Actually, that would be the best way. Me, because I want to make sure that my boys eat the next half an hour, I'm going to use a pressure cooker. So another part of this dish that's traditional is the overcooked aforementioned hard-boiled eggs. So we have here some soft-boiled eggs that I'm going to use to try my best to mitigate the overcookedness. These have been cooked in boiling water for 6 minutes, so the inside is pert near raw. And I'm going to use these to braise with the pork in the pressure cooker, and they'll have a chance to soak up some of that lovely flavor. Soy sauce. All right, cool.
Chinese chef, huh?
I hate that, like, this is the cook's version of a USB drive. Fuck, man.
Woman.
No. No. 这是个英文细节. If you call a woman the word woman, you might get in trouble for being right or wrong. If you call a woman and you're right, you're a misogynist. If you call a woman when she's not and you're wrong, you're Jordan Peterson. I don't know. I don't get it either. It's really hard for me to understand. That's why whenever I go overseas, I call everybody boss. No, we have more. It's just that we're less educated about the culture behind it. We don't have a stigma. Let's be honest, the Koreans. If a man were to dress like an upside down mermaid, he might just be eccentric. He might not be rickety-iggity gay. If in the West, you just enjoyed the comfort of a nice cushion, you could be the biggest cock muncher ever. Sorry, let me specify. The biggest homosexual male cock muncher. For us in China, we don't have that stigma. Like if you're just flamboyant, eccentric, and shiny, you might just like Korean music. It's my opinion that there's a possibility it might be objectively and practically safer to be atypically oriented or atypically gendered in China than it would be anywhere in the West. Not because we're better people, just because we don't know as much about how to treat people stigma and stereotype-wise. Like, that guy sucks cock. Oh, All right. They're like, what? That fag. Let's go shoot up where he hangs out. Like we don't have that here in China. Also, there's less Jesus here. So I don't know if those two things are directly, I don't know if there's causation, but there might be correlation. The biggest killers in human history have been religion, spices, and boats. They are so good at boats.
That dude there.
This is just gonna go in there for a brief stint in the pressure cooker. I would recommend full pressure for like 5 minutes. Because, I mean, it depends on the doneness you want, right? I like a little bit of bite to my meat, so I'm not gonna cook it that hard. But it's up to you guys. Here is the trick that I'm going to give you. If you want to use a leaner cut of meat, and you want this to be a diet version of this dish, or you just have a lean pork belly because you're overseas, you're not going to get the appropriate amount of stickiness to this dish. But you can remedy that by using a little bit of food science. Sheet gelatin. It essentially replaces the stickiness that you couldn't get out of your meat.
为啥你不勾芡就要放这个果酱？
放了淀粉，这道菜就败了。就是它的黏糊就应该来自于冰糖和皮。是胶质。你用淀粉勾芡的话，就不是那回事了。All right, take your soaked gelatin leaves into the soup it goes. Get it nice and dissolved, and that way you won't have to reduce it down as hard. All right, our Shanghai Qing is here, which I feel like would be a great name for weed. I'm gonna grow a strain of weed in my retirement and name it after Shanghai Qing just for my mom. In the boiling water it goes. Once it's blanched, reserved to the side. All right, you guys hungry?
Yeah.
All right, let's serve. Okay, some decorational bok choys. Dry stuff first. A nicely overcooked egg. And some of that beautiful sticky juice. You can see the richness within it. And there you go, 卤肉饭. A little bit more on top. Here you go, boss. All good, man.
It's fucking delicious.
Whoa. It's changed my life. It's so good. It's good. It's really good. Don't get me wrong. But it's soy sauce and pork. Like, it's kind of like when you put salt and pepper on steak and a white guy on a video goes,
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Thanks, Johnny, for joining us on his day off. Hope you learned something. Hope I was useful and valuable. Comment, like, subscribe. Let me know what you want to see. And once again, hello and goodbye to my 3 friends in San Francisco, Aiden, Hayden, and Jaden. Bye, Aiden, Hayden, and Jaden. Take care, guys. I'll see you next week. 必须得用冰糖啊，用砂糖、棉糖就不对了，这个味儿。I don't know why every time I want to make fun of a Chinese cook, he's from Beijing. I don't know. That's like an internal thing. I have to work on that. Every time I make fun of a Chinese cook, he's always from 皇城根儿底下长大的。我可是玉手的后代啊！ Like, I don't know why. Fucking every single time. No, so no 卤肉饭 no 卤肉饭饭卤肉饭饭。
One of my male friends actually does that kind of voice.
What, that accent on a girl? You have fuck boyfriends.
Okay.
Because that accent on the mainland, there's a stereotype that it's easy to bully. But that's not true. The Taiwanese people have never been easy to bully. They are the most resilient people, some of the most resilient people you will ever meet, historically and culturally. It's just the way they speak Mandarin that's kind of odd. Like, for example, as a dumb village northerner, I don't know when a Taiwanese person is angry. It just, the audio doesn't make sense. What are you doing?
Very sexy.
You want to take a photo of him so you can edit it later?